What's up, DC back to another DC Comics review, guys. Today we're checking out DCeased Deadplanet. And guys, this is a sequel to Tom Taylor's big, pretty much event, actually like a year ago, called just DCeased. And people thought originally that it was just DC zombies, pretty much, but it's way better than that, right? It's really cool. Pretty much the whole concept was that Cyborg actually got pretty much kidnapped by Darkseid, DCeased, which, guys, you don't know, DCeased is the pretty much right-hand man of Darkseid. And what happened was Cyborg was pretty much created into like this. He created like the infection in a way. So what Darkseid did was he manipulated the mother box, and as Cyborg, this infection, or like this disease in a way, got spread through all these people, like throughout the entire internet. It actually got control of Darkseid. Darkseid destroyed all of Apocalypse, which was a crazy scene, killed DCeased, Cyborg made it to Earth, but before you could notice it, the whole internet was pretty much controlled by this disease. And what would happen is if you were looking at your phone, or pretty much if you were watching like this video right now, pretty much you would turn into a zombie away. You would start scratching yourself, and you would turn. Actually, I wouldn't say really like a zombie. You'd be a fast zombie, all right. These are not slow zombies. These are pretty much like more enhanced zombies, which is way worse. So a lot of heroes died. We saw the Flash get killed. We saw pretty much Green Lantern get killed. We saw Aquaman get killed, or pretty much get a part of the whole horde. And actually, Superman got DCeased too, and Wonder Woman. So Superman did that, but then went into the sun, and he's pretty much stuck in that. Then we had Wonder Woman, she took over, and actually, toward like the end, all the heroes got away and left Earth. Pretty much this whole planet is now a dead planet, and that's where we're pretty much opening up. Now, by the way, there's another 3-issue miniseries called DC's Unkillables, which is a great series, guys. You should definitely check it out. It pretty much shows different survivors that didn't leave with our heroes in the original event. It was actually, we see like Red Hood, pretty much we see Destro, all these different characters, more villains, and a lot of them die. Like, spoiler alert, this is all spoilers, guys, by the way. I pretty much spoiled all DCeased, and I'm spoiling this too. But still, what we saw was Mirror Master, he got infected. Wonder Woman just went through, killed all these villains, pretty much infected them, and at the end of that storyline, we saw pretty much Shazam, or Mary, one of like the, pretty much siblings of Shazam. She saved all these people, and they got away to Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. And in Poison Ivy's like big place, they're protected from pretty much the Horde. And Constantine, all these different characters are there just surviving. And Constantine is actually in the Oblivion Bar. But that's what we find out in this issue. We got a dope cover, right? The cover looks really cool. It's drawn by David Finch. And we see Superman, Batman. And by the way, this isn't Superman. This is actually Superboy. And we got Damian Wayne. We got other characters too. But guys, the writer of this comic is Tom Taylor. He's a great writer. He did Injustice. He did the original DCs, obviously. But he's just really good at getting those character moments and just making really emotional moments too. Like certain parts, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't care about this, but I do. Like, he knows how to write well. And certain characters, like fan favorites, I'm like, no, Tom Taylor did not just do that. With any other writer killing off this character, and one of them is in this issue, this actual issue, right? This premiere issue of DCeased Deadplanet, one big character dies, alright? He gets infected. And when Tom Taylor does this with other characters, if it was another writer, I'd be like, no, you can't do that. I hate this comic. Well, I wouldn't be that, like, extreme. But still, I'd be like, no, that can't happen. But with Tom Taylor, and also this be an Elseworld, it's like, you know what, I've got cool with it. And it was actually very emotional, too, and the writing was great. Now, guys, opening up, what we see is pretty much the heroes lost. Pretty much everything that happened. Cyborg, he's stuck on Earth, and he actually stayed there because he was pretty much the thing that started the whole infection, the whole disease. So he's like, I'm not gonna go. But turns out that's actually not what happened. He was actually gone. So he actually could have left with our heroes. But what happened was Wonder Woman found him, ripped his head off, put him into the ground. But turns out, Batman actually left a signal in his pretty much head so he could find him. And Cyborg sends out the signal to our heroes. Now, before we go into our heroes, what we also see is pretty much Constantine at the Oblivion Bar. And he's pretty much just staying there, he's drinking. Like, it's a depressed world. This whole universe, DCeased. And pretty much Constantine, he's like, he's just making cheers to his friend Chaz. His friend Chaz died in this whole thing, all his different friends, and he's just staying there. Zatanna shows up, she's like, hey, don't be here. Like, the whole world's depressed. This isn't even depressed. Like, this is more, like, this just makes you sad. You see everything in the world that's going on, then you're at the bar just drinking yourself to death. Like, don't do that. And Constantine and Zatanna's like, there's nobody here. Constantine's like, no, there's a lot of people here. We got Booster Gold, we got Blue Beetle, Mr. Terrific, Big Barb, Mr. Miracle, but they're dead. It's just like the spirit of them. We move back to our heroes, right? And they're taking down they're actually like taking down the ships. The ship is attacking, and you see Superboy, you see Batman, and they're not technically taking down the ship. They're trying to make peace with this alien species, because all these heroes left Earth that was pretty much taken over by zombies or pretty much DCeased people, and left to this other planet, and now they're pretty much residents on this planet, but this planet has its own people, its own alien race there. So there's some conflicts, some misunderstandings, right? But Superboy's trying to pretty much make that better. We have Cassie, pretty much Wonder Girl, and we have all these different heroes helping out. But we have Damien inside the ship, and he's just punching, he's throwing batarangs, taking out all these different alien species, and Superboy's like, don't do that. Like, we want to help, we don't want to pretty much cause conflict. Like, we don't need that. We need this planet to be a residence for ourselves. And Damien goes through and meets like the leader of these alien species, and they're about to fight. That's when Superboy comes in. He's like, hey, no, we're not here to fight, alright? We're not here to have a war. Can you just talk with our leader? And their leader, this is actually their whole residence, the whole place that all these people live, is actually called Metropolis, like Rebirth, or I think it's like Metropolis 2, but it's like a new place to live, right? And the leader of that place is Lois Lane. Now, Lois Lane's pretty much makes it all better, and now they can live there. So it's a quick, cool action sequence that sets it all up. But Damien says, hey, I got a distress signal on pretty much my box, my whole suitcase, and he's like, it's from Cyborg on Earth, and he's calling for the Justice League. And Green Arrow's like, no, we ain't going back, alright? We are not going back. That's gonna be terrible. You have Green Arrow, Dinah there. You have pretty much Superboy, Damien, and you have Alfred there too, which is cool. And you also have like Wonder Girl, and they all do a vote, but turns out they're actually going. And Superboy actually talks to Lois Lane. She's like, don't die out there. Don't like pretty much. We already lost like enough Superman, like Superman, pretty much Lois's husband, all these different people. And Superboy is like, don't call me that. And Lois is like, then stop earning it. Like, you're being a great person, help all these people out. You are Superman. And from there, what happens is you see Green Arrow, Dinah, they're talking, and Green Arrow's like, hey, I didn't want to go. And Dad's like, you voted to go. And Green Arrow's like, I'm not just gonna vote no when all the kids in the room are saying yes. And he says, I just want to stay here. After all this, can we just stay here, have a good life? And Dad's like, no, just stay here. I don't want you getting hurt. And Green's like, you trying to bench me? No, you ain't benching me. And he's like, hey, don't you have like a sword? And Dad's like, hey, here's a sword that can kill a god. And they pretty much kiss. They're like, all right, we'll come back here and live a good life afterwards. But that's when they all go. They go out pretty much to space. They make it by Earth, but they see Kilowog. And Kilowog's, they have these Green Lanterns just protecting the Earth just 24/7. You have a different Green Lantern come by to protect it if so this whole disease and this infection doesn't get out to the galaxy or the universe. And you actually see Superman still in the sun. He's still eating the sun. And what I'm actually kind of wondering is if he ever gets out of that, which I think that'll happen. Like, I barely doubt Superman will just be stuck in that sun forever. But he'll get out, and if he does, he'll be the most powerful Superman I've ever seen. And he's a zombie. So that's not good. So there's no way you're gonna stop that. I don't know if that'll happen at the end of this series, or maybe next series for another idea for Tom Taylor's like pretty much third or second sequel in this whole series. But still, we see that, and then we get pretty much Kilowog sees something coming through the Earth. They're like, oh no, is this another zombie? No, it's Crypto. Crypto comes through. It's actually really cool. It has a cool reunion with pretty much Jonathan, Superboy. It's a really nice reunion. Damien's happy, but then they make it to Earth, alright? They make it there, and they find Cyborg. And Cyborg pretty much stutters a little bit. He's like, she's here. And it takes them a while to figure that out. Like, Hawkgirl's there. She's like, hey, hordes are coming. Zombies are coming. We gotta get out of there. And they start to leave. But that's when the ship that Damien and all these different heroes on are attacked by Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman comes swinging through, just destroys that thing. And then we have Green Arrow, all these people in like the mist down below. And that's when Wonder Woman comes right behind Green Arrow and just scratches him right in pretty much the body, the face, and Green Arrow's like, I'm sorry, pretty bird. That's what he pretty much calls Dinah. And Dinah yells, no! Like, she's mad. She's mad. Like, she's sad too. But still, she sees him and starts scratching himself. He's infected, which that was the hero I was talking about. Like, this would have been any other writer. I'd be like, no, you don't mess with Green Arrow like that. You don't mess with my boy Oliver like that, right? You don't. But this is Tom Taylor. He does a great job. But still, we see this, and Dinah gets the sword. She starts blasting Wonder Woman. and Cyborg says something else, and Superboy realizes what he says and starts running toward Dinah. And Dinah gets the sword, goes to kill Wonder Woman, but Superboy goes in front of her and gets stabbed himself. And he says, "Hey, stop, there's a cure." So there's actually a cure to this infected thing, which in other zombie storylines, just become a zombie, you're dead, you're done. But there's actually a cure out there that can change this all, which is a big deal, and that's how it ends. I'm actually excited for issue number 2. The art was great in this issue. The shocking death of Green Arrow, like, that was crazy. Which the only thing I don't really like is Green Arrow always dies in these Elseworlds storylines, like Injustice. Like anything with Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's like, "Hey, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, you're dead." Like, it just happens like that. But still, he died. That was cool. Tom Taylor, that wasn't cool. I like Green Arrow. But still, that was shocking. The art, pretty much the writing was good throughout. And I'm excited to see where Tom Taylor takes this in the next 5 issues. But guys, overall, I'm gonna give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. That was a solid start to the series. I've actually been liking the other series right now. Like, it's like a digital series called DC's Hope at World's End. It pretty much shows all the survivors and how it led to this point, this whole sequel. So you should definitely check that out too. But guys, some comments below, tell me about this issue. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about the shocking death of Green Arrow? What do you think about the writing? And what are your theories for the next issue? And guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up on each channel. Make sure to subscribe to my next DCeased Deadplanet review. I'll definitely be reviewing issue number 2 when it comes out. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.